Great, he looks good.
Nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well,
I meant in focus.
That's right.
Thank you again.
Well, thank you for
Thank you.
coming and agreeing to meet with us and share your views. We're gathered here as Step It Up, and I'm sure you've seen our agenda and our platform and areas that we think are important, that we think resonate with a lot of Cleveland Heights residents. So we appreciate your willingness to come in and applaud your decision to run again. We will be sharing the question and answer period. My name is Soraya Queen Tabor, and I've been here for about 15 years in
Great.
Cleveland Heights in the Coventry area. So I'm enjoying myself the whole time, but I'm not starting the questions. Elizabeth is, so get started.
My name is Elizabeth Westman. I live near the Monticello Noble area on Englewood Road. I was born here, went away. I didn't think I'd come back. And then my husband got into case, and I said, well, if we're moving to Cleveland, there's only one city to live in. And we came right back and purchased a home here in Cleveland Heights.
We're glad to have you back.
I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad to be involved here in the community again. It's part of why we love it. So as we have said, we thank you for running for city council. It's a very civic-minded proposition. A strong democratic community requires both citizen leadership and a strong city government. Step It Up is a group of citizens passionate about Cleveland Heights who have great aspirations for our community. We would like to know a little bit more about your views of the city. What excites you about Cleveland Heights' future, and what more could Cleveland Heights do to make our community one of the best suburbs in the nation?
Actually, everything excites me about Cleveland Heights. I've lived here all my life, 51 years I spent here, and there's no other place for me to live, to raise my family. I'm starting to see some of the economic downturn starting to change around a little bit, some of which is what we're doing with some of the dollar houses. In the foreclosure, we got $2.35 million in NSP money from the Obama stimulus plan. I'm starting to see some changes in University Circle with the employment that are favoring Cleveland Heights. When the Cleveland Clinic and UH give raises to their people, that means our income tax base will be even stronger because we employ many of those folks. We are working hand in hand with University Circle, we being the city of Cleveland Heights and Shaker Heights, to do many things, one of which is to market the area together, University Circle, Cleveland Heights, and Shaker Heights. We're looking at a transportation plan with RTA to see how we can move transit all around better in our communities. It's the same transit system, same bus system as in Cleveland Heights that was here when I was a kid. We're also working with NOACA to look at how bike traffic can move in and out of the city a lot better, and how we can make the city even more walkable than what it is. These are some of the things I see, in addition to a lot of economic development that's happening. Someone is going into the diners to turn that restaurant around. Melt is going in at Cedar and Taylor, a great restaurant from Lakewood. Neuralwave is in at Lee and Yorkshire. I'm sorry. No, Maylee.
Yeah.
Maylee. A lot of good things are happening. There's a new business coming in Cedar Fairmont. We have a tattoo parlor coming to Cleveland Heights, which some people may not like, but I've not heard one. I've heard one person that dislikes it, but it's a great opportunity for Cleveland Heights to wear on Coventry. When most of the other cities that I see, that mayors I deal with, there's not a lot of activity going on. There's still a lot of foreclosures going on, a lot of vacant buildings, vacant storefronts. Things are still slow in other communities, but I see signs of change in Cleveland Heights. I've been out walking. I've probably walked about 30 streets in my neighborhood, which is the Forest Hill Boulevard neighborhood, and a little bit further east of there, over by Noble Road, and I see very few for sale signs. I think on the 30 streets I saw about 10 or 12 signs. On one street in particular, my mother lives on Lynn Park, 2 of the houses just sold in a matter of days, and 2 young families are in the house. So I see a lot of positive things to go. It's just a base, it's just a foundation. It's the beginning of what I think is something special here in Cleveland Heights.
Great.
Thank you.
Our city also has many problems, as
Sure.
do many cities. Here's a reality check from one of our members. It's a quote. My house was broken into. 5 vacant houses on my street are the site of vandalism and squatters. My property value has gone down dramatically, and a number of nearby storefronts are empty. I also pay high taxes for a street with more potholes and diminished city services. Why should she stay in Cleveland Heights?
She should stay because, first off, I think she came to my State of the City address and we talked about it, and we addressed some of the problems on the street with the vacant foreclosed houses. I got to admit, the pothole filling is not where I'd like to see it as a city, but we've cut almost 20 people out of that department, and hopefully the potholes will be filled before winter. We just had a storm that's taken us 2 weeks to clean up after, not just the first week, but then the next week, the big storm we had where all the trees were on Shaker hit. So I think you have to have patience, but you also have to be part of the solution. And I told that lady in particular, if you have a problem, just call us. Whether it's chuck holes, whether it's vandalism, you can also call us when things are good, but you gotta call us and let us know. We have at least 14,000 single family homes in the city. We have a lot more duplexes, 2 and 3 families. We need to know, people need to be active, they need to be vigilant, and we need to form a partnership with these people. We do. In most cases, we do have neighborhood people on almost every street. We do have a lot of block parties. We need to be part of the solution. We need to know what's going on in the neighborhoods more so.
Great.
Thank you.
Pass the baton.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about vision, planning, and engagement now. We believe effective organizations, including city government, need clear vision, goals, and plans. What are the most pressing issues that you feel the city is facing, and what type of goal setting or planning process would you propose for our community?
We have 3 situations: financial situation, we also need to do an economic strategic plan, and we also need to deal with antisocial behavior. So let me start with the financial. We continue to work on the financial situation in the city. We've cut $3 to $4 million off our budget in the last 2 years, and even before that, we went from roughly about 500 jobs to 411. That's just the way things are. We've cut back in almost every department. We're very careful, though, of our police and fire. My father was a Cleveland fireman. I never want to put one of our residents in jeopardy. If they need the police or they need the fire there, I want to be very careful with that, with the manning tables, what we do on the street. The second thing I mentioned is economic development and whatever. Our planning commission right now is doing a strategic plan as we speak. But it also needs to incorporate a green plan, a sustainability plan. I'm working, I sit on the Cuyahoga County Planning Commission. As I'm a mayor, I represent the cities of Cleveland Heights, University Heights, Shaker Heights, and East Cleveland. I'm the representative. We're doing a green print update with Elaine Price, who's a resident of Cleveland Heights, with the Cuyahoga Planning Commission to really look at the city again. You'll hear more about that probably when the election is over with or close to the election. We have to have some meetings, probably at the community center on that. And this whole idea of green, I sit on the RTA board, the vice president of the RTA board. We're going to build a brand new station at University Circle there. It will be a LEED certified station. I'm 1 vote of 10, but I'm pushing for that and can complete with the energy efficient ideas that would need to be incorporated in that. We really need to get a hold of this, but also to really get a green plan in our city is we have to get financial incentives from the federal government, from the state government, and from Cleveland Heights itself. We have to be a leader in that. So what does that mean? That means tax benefits, it might mean tax cuts, tax credits, something to do to start people in that direction. People are doing it. Dr. Gus Kais built a beautiful house. The other thing I see happening is we're working on land banking with our county treasurer, Jim Rakakis. And this is his idea. I'd like to take credit for it, but it's not. Some of these houses we tear down, I'd like to see them rebuilt as greenhouses and be agricultural centers, grow agriculture in there so we can sell it to our fine restaurants, our fine grocery stores, and even to our various community groups. Agriculture made this country what it is. It's time to get back to basics, tear down some of these houses that aren't working, and build greenhouses there, efficient houses, and let people start their own companies again and build small businesses back up that way. Not just to facilitate Cleveland Heights people that need fruit, vegetables, what have you, and some other things, but some of the other communities, and I think we can be a leader in that. And my last point was antisocial behavior. We are working with juvenile court. Our police chiefs are working with juvenile court, the police chiefs of Euclid, Lakewood, Cleveland Heights, and Garfield Heights, and Ken Montlock to really get juvenile court to crack down. So many things happen in juvenile court where a kid gets brought in for something. When we were kids, when we went to juvenile court, our parents really took it seriously. But when some of these kids go in for some of their offenses and their fine is 20 canned goods for the poor, I'm all about helping the poor. That doesn't change antisocial behavior. The other thing we're doing as a city council, we have a retreat scheduled just to deal with social issues, antisocial behavior, see how we can step it up. We did it a few years ago with our nuisance abatement legislation, but it's really time to look at it again, get more parental involvement, more neighborhood involvement, and let these kids know that they're in Cleveland Heights, they're not in Cleveland or East Cleveland, and when you're in Cleveland Heights, we expect a little bit different behavior. Most of the kids, it's not a question, but it's the small percent, whether it's 10 or 15 20 or 20% of these kids with antisocial behavior, and you only need one on your street or one in your neighborhood, it really ruins the quality of life in Cleveland Heights. And we as a council are going to attack this head on.